Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, we're going to be installing an AEM wideband on my Silverado so that when we have our cam and everything else in here, air fuel ratio is always easily readable. This will be great for tuning as well. It's got the 2 ports for tuning. Let me flip the camera around here. So this is the one I got. It is the AEM X, which is kind of like the newer version. It's a lot slimmer than the old one. Here's the part number 300300. I did not get the OBD2 one primarily because I already have an OBD2 splitter for the amp steps and the N-gauge. I just don't want to run another thing off of the OBD2, so that's where this comes in. I believe all of these are analog and optional, so we're only going to be wiring in the red and black so that we have keyed power for this. And then underneath the truck, in my previous video, I'll start that here. All right, so here at the Freedom Mechanical and MX Coatings / 5 to 9 Motorsports facility, we got parts stacking up for this thing. About to go fast. Got the AEM wideband going in. Here's how I'm routing it. Looks a little ghetto, but I went ahead and heat taped all of this since I'm going to be running it over top of the trans, so it'll pretty much go up and over like this. So zip tie it nice and tight out of the way, just like that. We put it in the O2 bung that came in the Speed Engineering headers. Again, I'm going to take this over here, probably zip tie it right there, and then we'll go up into the firewall and cab, and I'll finish this video out at my house so I can get this thing off the lift. Didn't really plan on doing this today, but thought it'd be easier to do this on the lift than in the driveway on the ground, so that is that. But yeah, I'll catch back up with you guys once I get this all wired into the cab, and then we'll show you how we're going to wire it in. So as you can see in the previous video, we have the O2 wideband plugged into the Y pipe, and it is going up into the engine bay. I just have it wrapped up for now. So here is the other side. This is where you're going to get your actual readings from your O2 sensor. I'm going to poke a hole in this boot and run it into the cab of the truck. Another thing I'm doing, I'll go ahead and show you over here, is I'm installing this gauge pod I got off of Etsy. Just a 3D printed part. The part that comes with the AEM wideband will not hold on to anything, so I ended up printing this extender, I think they called it. I will put a link in the description below. I just got a free STL file and printed it, and then I had to put a little bit of Gorilla Tape on it just so it's a nice tight fit. So when you slide it in here, let me actually get it straight. Anyways, get the idea. I might take a little bit of tape off, but it'll just slide in, stay nice and firm. And then, so then where this pod mounts to is a grab handle. However, I don't know if it's just a 1500 thing, but I know most trucks only come with it on the passenger side, and then the left side is just this smooth one. So we're swapping this out for the grab handle one, hoping I got the right color. Looks like it. So I got this from Rock Auto. I will put this in the description below, as well as everything else I got, but the pod is going to just perfectly go in there like that. It'll be nice, smooth, clean look. I love everything looking as factory and smooth as possible. We will have to drill a hole for the wires to route through, so I'll just put a big hole right here. But yeah, so far that's everything. I'm gonna go ahead and start transferring stuff over. I believe the hole should be pre-drilled. Mine did not come with any bolts, so I'm gonna have to find some bolts to do this. You want to route this back in because we need this alignment hole. So you'll just kind of push that to the side like so. You don't want to mess anything up with your airbag. And then these holes, I say they should already be threaded. They really don't look like they are, but if not, I'll have to drill and tap these out. So I'll get back with you guys in a second when I do that. All right, so since this didn't come with any bolts, at least that I know of, the gauge pod does come with a bolt, so that you know what size bolt it is. This is this little Allen head bolt, goes in there. It is an M6x1, so you may not need to do this, but in my situation, I have to tap the hole. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap the hole inside the cab. So come up here, and I'll be tapping this hole and this hole. This one, be super careful with the airbag being right there. And yeah. All right, so as you can see here, we're just tapping the hole. The holes are pre-drilled, so you don't have to drill it. It's already the right size. Just stick the M6x1 tap in there and go ahead and tap the hole. Get this one done. Getting this one done now. Just be sure to vacuum up all your metal shavings. You don't want any of that in your truck. So yeah. All right, so I finally got this wire routed through the firewall. I spent the last 30 minutes trying to get this thing through here. I ended up having to take this box off, and it was just a super big pain to route, even pushing a coat hanger through there, but we got it through now. So now we're gonna route everything up and over, up into here somewhere. I gotta take a break. I have some family coming over for dinner, but we are gonna use ignition on power, because we want it to always be off when the truck's off, but when the key is on, we want to have power. So we're gonna use a terminal. I'll show you what I use, and we're gonna go right on there, and then we'll probably go to this nut right here, or this one, for ground. And yeah, I think I'm almost 100% positive that we only need red and black. So we will tie these up. I'll probably trim them, just so they don't have any exposed leads, and then I'll fold them back like that on themselves and tape it up. And yeah. All right, it's about an hour or so struggling later. I got the grab handle installed. It's a nice little upgrade to actually have a grab handle here. We got the gauge pod fitted. We have the wideband plugged in. I'm just gonna go ahead and push this into place, just like so. And it's just loose enough to where you can spin it, but tight enough to where it won't spin by itself. Then we got this little trim piece. Stick in there. There we go. Looks good. So now all I gotta do is kind of clean these wires up. I didn't exactly have what I needed. I really need like a female connector, but I didn't have one. But I did have this wire tap that kind of has a connector end on it, and it's enough to where if I stick it in there, and I also have my grounded on one of these bolts, so that when I get my key power on, we got a gauge, reading, heat. All right, so there we go. I guess it's not gonna do anything until we fire it up. So there's our air fuel. It actually doesn't look ideal, so we'll have to get that figured out. But now we do have an air fuel ratio reading. There we go. But yeah, looks great. I'm gonna clean these wires up. Again, I'm probably gonna change that connector out. I also didn't have any electrical tape on me, so I just wrapped that in blue painter's tape. I'm gonna go back and wrap that in electrical tape. But for now, I'm gonna clean these wires up, plug my N-gauge back in, and see what these two gauges look like sitting there together. All right, so I grabbed a couple of these from the shop. This is the connector I was talking about that I was supposed to be using, just like a female spade, so that you can have a quick connect kind of fitting, versus the wire tap that I was using that like barely fit on there. So now here's this. I still need electrical tape this stuff up, but this will go right onto that terminal. As you can see here, super snug fit. So now when we turn our key, she's a nice solid connection every time. So there we go. Use one of these female spades. You can get them from anywhere. Goes right on there, and you'll have keyed ignition power. All right, so here we are with the N-gauge and the new AEM wideband. I'm not sure what all these modes and stuff do yet. I'll play with it here soon. But really liking how slick this gauge pod is. It's out of the way. You know, it's not in your eyesight 24/7. I do need to get that figured out. Looks like our air fuel is not exactly correct. It should be, you know, floating around there in the 13 range. So I might shoot my tuner a message, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys these two gauges beside each other. Still loving my N-gauge placement, kind of the same position. I put one in the caddy, kind of the same place. It's just a really good spot. I think the N-gauge just fills that little pocket perfectly to where, you know, you're not getting obstructed view or anything like that. But yeah, really impressed with the fitment of this gauge pod. I do like the upgrade of having a grab handle here. The fitment up here wasn't the best. I guess this is a Dorman part after all. It's not an OEM part. So you can see there's a little bit of a gap. And that just maybe I didn't put it in there correctly. I don't know. But it was quite the pain to get this top bolt started, so I really don't want to mess with it again. But yeah, those gauges look sweet right there. And I'm just driving down the road, checking it out. Here's what it looks like in action. The LED is going to kind of go crazy on camera. But it looks like my air fuel is more going to where it needs to be as I'm driving. I might still need to figure out that high number while I'm idling. But that is an issue for another day, as we still haven't cammed this thing yet. And we'll worry about that later when it comes to tuning. But yeah, this thing is nice. I really like that. I was looking at getting one that splits this piece into two, but they just really looked crowded, and it was kind of out of place since the N-gauge is a lot bigger than the AEM wideband. But I think this was perfect placement for it. I'm gonna get turned around and film the outro. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Installing the AEM wideband air fuel ratio gauge. It's really straightforward and pretty simple. The worst part, honestly, is just routing all the wires. But overall, really happy with this gauge pod. Got that from Etsy, and then printed out a spacer adapter. I'll put everything in the link below. Lots of more performance content coming soon, guys, especially for this truck, so stay tuned. We're finally getting to the videos we want to film. I know I'm shooting a lot of LED light videos and whatnot, but that's just what we're getting sent from companies. So for now, that's what we're taking videos of, but we got lots of performance content coming, and that's going to be what we're kind of basing most of our channel off of. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.